For the first time, Serbia's government has stated that it will change the direction of its foreign policy and might impose sanctions on Russia. The Foreign Minister of Serbia, Ivica Dacic, said during an interview that Serbia will take measures which are in its best interest. Dacic also criticized Moscow for its military operation in Ukraine, noting, "We condemn the violation of Ukraine's territorial integrity, and that is how we voted in international bodies." In another shocking development, the Prime Minister of Serbia, Brnabic, labeled Russia an aggressor, a term never used by any Serbian government official before. She also praised the European Union as the biggest investor and donor in Serbia. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. The Serbian government has adopted a blatant anti-Russia stance in its foreign policy. Its discontent with Putin marks a radical shift in its diplomatic approach in the international domain. The tales of closeness between Serbia and Russia are known worldwide, but things are changing. Recently, during an interview, President Alexander Vučić rejected the claims of territorial gains in Ukraine made by Putin. Vučić, who is a significant ally of Putin, also stated that he had not spoken to the Russian president for months. Vučić also noted that Serbia will not back Russia's military operation in Ukraine and emphasized that Crimea and Donbas are parts of Ukraine and will remain so in future. Now, what made Serbia suddenly change the course of its foreign policy? Why is Belgrade speaking the language of the US and Europe, which have persistently disregarded its political sovereignty and territorial integrity? Apparently, the Russian government did something which infuriated the Serbian regime. Its private mercenary Wagner group tried to recruit soldiers for the war in Ukraine. Russian websites and social media groups published recruitment ads for the military company in Serbia. This agitated President Vučić, who condemned Moscow and called on it to stop this practice immediately. He said, "Why do you, from Wagner, call anyone from Serbia when you know that it is against our regulations?" Earlier, TFIGlobal explained that Vučić condemned Russia because he was being pressured and blackmailed by the European Union. Brussels informed Serbia that it will incorporate Belgrade in the EU and will not stop the member states from investing in the nation if it adopted their Franco-Germany plan. As a result, Vučić started making statements which can sever its ties with Russia. However, the current statement of Serbia's finance minister, Ivica Dacic, reflects that Serbia's government is really disgruntled with Russia. Serbia is frustrated because in such a politically unstable and volatile moment, the Russian government, instead of assisting Belgrade in its battle against the countless attacks of the West on its sovereignty and territorial integrity, is preoccupied with recruiting Serbians in its war against Kiev. The deplorable action of the Wagner Group has made Alexander Vučić and Brnabic think that Moscow is only concerned about its own diplomatic, political, and economic interests and not that of its allies. Therefore, Serbia is now calling for the imposition of sanctions on Russia. However, Belgrade will have to tread carefully on the unforeseeable path of geopolitics, as cutting ties with Moscow can have drastic repercussions on its security, sovereignty, and stability. Serbia's future continues to be uncertain, but what's certain is the fact that Russia is losing its biggest partner in the Balkans.